Hello everyone, welcome back to Minas Tech. If you're new to this video, please refer my old videos for more information on this project. In our previous videos, we have created service registry using Eureka servers and business services like employee service and department service. Along with that, we have created API gateways. When request is sent from the client, we are directing to API gateway, and API gateway is taking care of routing the request to particular service like employee service or department service. So we have configured Eureka client in all three services, and we have tested the instance in Eureka servers. All three instances are working fine, and we can see the details of port number here on the right side. 8084 as API gateway, department service as 8083, and employee service as 8082. Now in this video, we will try to learn Zipkin loggings. We will configure that for our business services along with Docker. So let's get started. To configure Zipkin server in employee service and department service, we need few configurations. And Zipkin is a server where we run all our loggings and traces. You can start Zipkin server through two ways, through Docker or Java commands. If you have Docker in your machine, then it would be easier to run Zipkin server. So let's install Docker in your machine. Let's go back to your browser and search for Docker for Windows. Open the first link, install Docker desktop on Windows. You can click Docker desktop for Windows and install it. Make sure your system requirement suits your machine to support Docker installation. So once you click Docker desktop for Windows, you will get .exe file and you can install in your local drive. So once installation is done, you go to start and type Docker desktop. Once you open it, you will see this screen. It says containers, images, volumes, build, Docker suites and extensions. I can see the list of images created here. In a similar way, we have to create Zipkin image and we have to run Zipkin server in Docker. Now go back to browser and find Zipkin for Docker. Search for the quick start and open it. Here you will see Docker and Java. If you have Docker in your machine, you can go with this command. Or if you don't have Docker, then you can use Java commands. This command says run your Docker with detach mode in port number 9411 using Open Zipkin container which has port number 9411. You can customize your Docker server port number with any other. In Java, you have to run this line so that your Zipkin jar will be downloaded, and then you have to run this line. Now let's open PowerShell and run Docker command. So let's copy this. Go to start and type PowerShell. Now paste the command and click enter. So once you click enter, it will generate a unique ID and it will start Zipkin server. This generated a unique ID and it means the server is started now in the port number 9411. So let's go back to browser and check localhost 9411. So this means Zipkin is running up successfully. We need to add Zipkin dependencies and configuration in application.yaml file. So let's go back to code and add our dependencies. So let's open pom.xml for department service, and you must add these dependencies. One is for micrometer and the other one is for Zipkin. Along with that, you can add equator for micrometer support. You can get these dependencies from Spring Initializer. So for this application, I am using Java 17 and my cloud version is 2023.0.3. So this supports these dependencies. If you are using higher versions, this might change. So similar to that, let's add these dependencies in employee service pom.xml file. So we have added equator, we have added micrometer, and we have added Zipkin. Now we have done adding dependencies in our pom.xml files. Now let's see configurations in application.yaml file. As we know, we are using 9411 port to run Zipkin server, so we have to give base package URL to our microservices. So for that, we have to configure Zipkin base URL as HTTP localhost 9411 in both employee service and department service. Now start your services, make sure there is no dependency issues, and start your servers. Now let's go back to our Postman and test each and every request. So let's go back to department post and hit send button. Here I got a response. Let's check in get and make it as 3, as department ID is 3. Yes, I got the result. Now let's go back to post for employee and add a new employee mapping to department number 3. Great. So employee 2 is mapped to department number 3. So let's get the details for employee number 2. Perfect. So employee 2 is mapped to department 3 and department 3 is nothing but these. So my employee service and department service is working fine. And let's go back and check Zipkin tracings. Just refresh it and click run query. Awesome. You got the response. So you can open this for department service and you can click show button to check more details on this. So this is how we trace the details in Zipkin. In the next video, we will add fault tolerance and check the data in Zipkin.